BeamNG drive. Is it worth a buy? Let's read, let's read. There's nothing to read, guys. It's not even on Steam yet, and on the website it doesn't have a description of what it is. But it does say this. This is the goals. Our main focus is on how things move rather than how things look on the screen. We aim to bring our expertise in real-time soft body physics and soft body physics model design to the forefront of game physics simulation, making available the technology and know-how as you sound like a technology business in some boring fucking industrial estate, man. You don't sound like a game. Right now, the physics engine is running on a multi-core CPU configuration, but we are also in the process of supporting GPUs via OpenCL. Yeah. You're talking to gamers, mate, not corporate twats in suits. And I'm telling you now, that spiel is blah. But here's IGN's quote for you. The most impressive physics engine you've never seen. Really? Well, I thought it was pretty shit, to be honest. I did my own Top Gear testing, and I started driving a car into a post. But you see, guys, let's start at the beginning with this. Yeah, it looks okay, I guess. I've seen better. It's not brilliantly looking, but, you know, it's passable. It's passable, but it's a driving simulator. It is a driving simulator. That's what it is. I mean, the controls, you've got everything, indicators, you've got the whole works you've got on your car. It is to simulate driving with realistic physics. Guess what, guys? You can't use your fucking steering wheel with it. I can use a fucking Xbox controller. Oh yeah, let's have that in. Yeah, because that's realistic, guys. Yeah, let's get absorbed in this realism by using a fucking Xbox controller or a keyboard. But no, you want a steering wheel? Nah, f*** off. You want a steering wheel working with this simulator so you can feel immersion? Well, program the to yourself then, because we aren't doing it. Oh yeah, that's what you get with this game. You have to get scripts that other players have had to program to get it to fucking work, because the developers are too fucking blind to realise that having a UI system where you can plug in your input device and set up the controls, it's not a priority to them, guys. That's not a priority in a driving simulator. Well, don't expect a good review from me then, because you're not gonna get one, because you should have one of the top priorities in any driving simulator should be wheel and pedal system. I'll move on, won't mention it again, I promise. So, how's the driving? Well, with a keyboard, forget it. It's just full on, full off steering, full on, full off braking and accelerating, which means you drive like you've had 100 pints of Guinness. It's just, forget it. It should have a wheel and back. You said we weren't going to mention that anymore. Alright. But it should have a fucking wheel and pedal system. Fuck off. Sorry. Right, this physics engine. Well, I'm sorry, but I've driven everything. I've driven 4x4s, I've driven huge big lorries, well, not huge big lorries, but class 3 lorries. I've driven vans, short wheelbase, long wheelbase, jeeps, trucks, motorcycles, scooters, motorcycle sidecars, cars, estate cars, sports cars. I've driven on water and oil, I've driven on skid pans, in the snow, on the dirt, I did motocross. Fucking hell, guys, I've done everything that you can possibly do on 4 wheels, 2 wheels and 3 wheels and 6 wheels. So how do I feel about the physics engine of this game? Well, I'm not impressed. It has to be said, I'm not impressed. I did my own little Top Gear testing and I drove a car into a pillar at various speeds, around about 5 mile an hour, 10 mile an hour, 30 mile an hour. And I've come to the conclusion that the cars in this game aren't made of metal. Well, they're made of tin. They're made of tin. You know, the next time you open a tin of hot dogs, well, that's what the cars are made of in this game. It's just, no, sorry, that's not real. That's not what happens. I've seen cars crashed before, and that's not what happens. So I'm not impressed. IGN are, but yeah. it's an early access game, guys, and I'm really disappointed because I love my driving games, and I've been looking for a good driving game to get my teeth into, and this isn't it. It's early access, as I've just said. There's a long way to go on this. It has potential. It really has. In fact, I bet if you had a steering wheel, like, you know, a really good one like the Logitech or the Thrustmaster 500, it would be pretty good, because the wheel does go the full Monty when you turn it. It's not like one of these little 90-degree turners. It's got the full Monty on it, so you're probably going to be able to drive quite realistically with this, with a wheel and pedal system. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to sample that because of the slack programming priority list that they've got. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to this when they've got wheel support from the UI, because I'm not going to sit and program a fucking script to get me. That's not my job. That's the developer's job. We pay the money for the game. We don't expect to have a fucking PhD in astrophysics just to get your controller to work. So that's not my job. I ain't doing it. So I'll come back in 6 months, as I normally would, and I'll review this again and see if it's worth a buy, because I have to say, at this moment in time, with the limited maps that you've got, a couple of islands, very small islands, a couple of tracks, a flat barrenless area, and bad controls, I'm gonna say BeamNG is at this moment not worth a buy.